What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Beautiful Tuesday we have here. In Utah, it's always a wonder, right? Last week snow, here we go, looking like we're getting into 80s this week. It's awesome. Gotta love the fluctuation. Speaking of fluctuation, what I wanted to showcase today is kind of just a reminder of an option that we have out there for kids that might be between kind of two phases. The most common scenario that I would put these options for is like that kid that you know is gonna be walking soon, but right now they're not even really weight bearing. So maybe we've got like a 2-3-year-old, they're still not doing a lot of weight bearing, they're super low tone or hyperpronated, and they're just, you know, they need the support. You want to put them in just an SMO to address their low tone pronation, but you're like, man, that's not enough. I really want to kind of kickstart their weight bearing activities. So this is where we have the 2-stage options. There's the SureStep Indy 2-stage. That is where they have their SMO that keys right into the AFO. And then we can strap that together or just kind of leave it there and let the shoe do that work. Giving the kid the option to, at the time being, and maybe this is only used for a few months, but that few months might be so critical to their development, where they're in an AFO, they're basically forced to weight bear because all the support is there. Now mom, therapist, you can just be kind of at the hips and that's it, instead of trying to be at ankles, knees, hips, you know, all the above. But that solid ankle, you can do this in a PLS, but there's really not big of a difference on a kid, on a smaller child. So anyways, and then once they get more comfortable with weight bearing and get better, then we have the ability to go right into the SMO, which is awesome because insurance just views this as one device, an AFO with an inner boot, but we get two, which is super cool. Another alternative to that is doing kind of a more of like the 3D printed SMO with Piro, depending if you really like those or not. And then we can put that inside of something like a 2-an Spry Step. That Spry Step acts similarly, might be a little bit more dynamic than the solid ankle AFO. So just depending on the kid, those are some really cool options to kind of get 2 for 1, to be honest. But really, it's all about meeting the kid where they're at. And even if they only end up using the AFO portion for like 6 weeks, if that was the critical step to get them to more weight bearing and more confidence so that they could just use the SMO instead of the opposite, where the SMO just isn't enough and then it takes them like 6 months or a year to start really weight bearing because this just wasn't enough. This is an easy way to kind of jumpstart those kiddos. So anyways, there's your options, the 2-in-1 options for those younger kiddos, and hope you enjoy. Take care. We'll see you next time.